morning, students. So in last class we stopped at oxidation reactions. So we are discussing the oxidation reactions of alcohols with strong oxidizing agents and weak oxidizing agents, which means mild oxidizing agents. With strong oxidizing agents, the primary alcohols are converted to carboxylic acids. Okay, primary alcohols are converted to carboxylic acids, and secondary alcohols are converted to ketones. Of course, under drastic conditions, the ketones also oxidized by carbon-carbon bond breaking and produce carboxylic acids. Okay, next with the mild oxidizing agents, the primary alcohol oxidizes to aldehydes, second alcohols oxidize to ketones. So what are the strong oxidizing agents? Hot acidified KMnO4, hot alkyl KMnO4, or hot acidified potassium dichromate, or concentrated HNO3. They are the strong oxidizing agents. Okay, next already I have given weak oxidizing agents, that is PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, and PDC, pyridinium dichromate, and one more reagent, pyridine chromium oxide and CH2Cl2 dichloromethane solvent. The most important mild oxidizing agents are the PCC and PDC. Okay, PCC and PDC. So now here let us discuss some examples. First, suppose the CH3, CH2 is a primary alcohol with PCC, or here CrO3, H plus H2. Okay, acidified chromic oxide is nothing but H2CrO4, acidified chromium trioxide. Acidified chromium trioxide is nothing but chromic acid. This is strong oxidizing agent. So generally with strong oxidizing agent, alcohols oxidize to carboxylic acids. With PCC or PDC, with the mild oxidizing agents, just it is oxidized to aldehydes only. Now here with secondary alcohol, then PCC, CH3C double bond O, CH3 as a ketone, and H2CrO4 strong oxidizing agent. Here also ketone. Okay, secondary alcohols oxidize to ketones either with weak oxidizing agents or strong oxidizing agents. Okay, so first suppose here OH, here this OH. So this one I am treating with PCC or PDC, whatever it is. Secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone and primary alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde. With the acidified potassium permanganate, secondary alcohol oxidized to ketone and primary alcohol oxidized to acid. Okay, so acidified potassium permanganate. Okay, now so generally here CH3CH double bond CH bond C CH2OH. Okay, it is an alpha. Sorry, this one CH3 CH double bond CH with PCC C double bond OH. That means here with the PCC this double bond is not affected. With PCC the double bond is not affected. Just here primary alcohol group is oxidized to aldehyde. Okay, it's very important. The with PCC that double bond is not affected. Okay, so first suppose so double bond, this is a primary alcohol group. So this one I am treating with PCC. Double bond is not affected. Double bond is not affected and it is oxidized to aldehyde only. For example here, hot acidified KMnO4. hot acidified K-1. The primary alcohol group is oxidized to acid. Primary alcohol group is oxidized to acid. And next here, a double bond breaking takes place with the hot acidified K-1. Okay, in last class we discussed that one. That is oxidized to acid. This is also oxidized to acid. Okay, so that is the product. It hot acidified K-1. The primary alcohol group is oxidized to COH and carboxylic acid, and by the breaking of C double bonds you will get the dicarboxylic acid. Okay, but with PCC this double bond is not affected. Just here primary alcohol group is oxidized to aldehydes. Okay, just better. Next, another reaction, that is Jones oxidation. Nothing but Jones reagent. Okay, Jones reagent. What is the Jones reagent actually? Here, chromic oxide, dilute H2SO4, and acetone in the solvent. Acetone in the solvent. Okay. Chromic oxide, dilute H2SO4, acetone. It is a Jones reagent. So here, with the Jones reagent, okay, this one has specific property. With the Jones reagent, primary alcohol is oxidized to carboxylic acid. Primary alcohol is oxidized to carboxylic acid. Okay. So generally here at room temperature. Now here at low temperature, it is oxidized to aldehyde only. Okay. Let's just specific property. Jones reagent. At room temperature, oxidation product. Or at a high temperature, carboxylic acid is the product. And at low temperature, just that is oxidized to only aldehyde. Okay. Now secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol is oxidized to. Secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. That's it. Secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. Okay, very important. At room temperature, and easy mention there, of course, it's not a mention like this at room temperature or low temperature. Then write the carboxylic acid. Okay, take the complete oxidation. Okay, it's a complete oxidation. It is a partial oxidation. That's it. Don't see. Next term. Copper at 300 degrees centigrade or silver at 300 degrees centigrade. Copper or silver at 300 degrees centigrade. Okay, here this one also oxidation of alcohols. Okay, very important this one. This one is also oxidation of alcohols. So generally here, in this case, the primary alcohol is oxidized to copper at 300 degrees centigrade. That is oxidized to aldehyde. Primary alcohol oxidized to aldehyde. That means here it is working as a weak oxidizing agent. Now coming to the secondary alcohol. Coming to the secondary alcohol. The secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. Like weak oxidizing agent. Now here, tertiary alcohol. So generally here, tertiary alcohol is not oxidized. Tertiary alcohols is not oxidized. Now we are also not oxidized. But here, at 300 degrees centigrade, that means here, with the effect of the 300 degrees centigrade, the dehydration takes place. That means here CH2 and here is H2. The loss of water molecule takes place. So CH2 is C, double bond, CH2, here CH. That's it. Okay, dehydration. So generally tertiary alcohols are not affected by the PCC, PDC, acidified K-1 like that. But in this case here, this one, the copper at 300 degrees centigrade, due to high temperature, that tertiary alcohols get dehydrated. That means the loss of water molecule takes place with the effect of the high temperature. Okay? So primary alcohol, secondary alcohol, tertiary alcohol. Aldehyde, ketone and alkene. Alkene is the product. And this is isobutene. And this one is the isobutene. So actually here with PCC or acidified KMnO4, no reaction. Tertiary alcohols are not oxidized. They are also, it's not oxidation. Okay? So of course the removal of the hydrogen takes place. So generally we are saying this one here. It is a dehydration reaction. That means dehydrogen. Here OH and here hydrogen. So totally it is just dehydration. Now here in this case here, this oxygen remains same, and here hydrogen from the carbon, hydrogen from the oxygen. So it is a dehydrogenation. So generally it is nothing but dehydrogenation. Removal of the hydrogen takes place, but not oxygen in this case. You can see in this one here, C double bond O. That means here hydrogen from this oxygen and hydrogen from this carbon. So removal of the H2 is nothing but dehydrogenation. Here removal of water, it is a dehydration. It is a dehydration. So very important. Copper or silver at 300 degrees centigrade. Primary alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde, second alcohol oxidized to ketone, and tertiary alcohols converted to alkenes by the dehydration. It's a very important reaction. Okay, that means here copper or silver acting as weak oxidizing agent. Okay, because aldehydes, this reaction is stopped at the aldehyde stage. So that's why it is a weak oxidizing agent. Okay, that's it. Okay. See this example. So this one I am treating with PCC. This tertiary alcohol is not oxidized. Okay. This tertiary alcohol is not oxidized. With PCC, in this compound generally there is a tertiary alcohol group and secondary alcohol group. H plus KMnO4. Of course, that tertiary alcohol is also not oxidized. Secondary alcohol group is oxidized. Copper at 300 degrees centigrade. This tertiary alcohol get dehydrated. That means here hydrogen from this one, OH from this one. So this is the product. And this second alcohol group is oxidized to ketone. Okay? So that is the specialty of the copper at 300 degrees centigrade that reaction. Okay? So next here, another reagent, MnO2. MnO2 is a very important reagent. Manganese dioxide. This manganese dioxide oxidize only allylic and benzylic alcohols. Allylic and benzylic alcohols. Allylic and benzylic alcohols. For example, CH2CH and CH2OH. It is an allyl alcohol. It is an allyl alcohol. This allyl alcohol reacts with the MnO2 without affecting the double bond. This primary alcohol group is converted to aldehyde. Primary alcohol group is converted to aldehyde. Now taking this one, benzyl alcohol, CH2OH. This one I am treating with the MnO2. This benzyl alcohol is oxidized to the aldehyde. Okay, this is benzyl alcohol, and this one benzaldehyde. Okay, it is also oxidation. Just remove of the hydrogen. One hydrogen from the OH, one hydrogen from the carbon. So you can write the C double bond. Remaining one hydrogen. That's it. Okay, benzyl alcohol converted to benzyl. It is only for allylic and benzylic alcohols. Okay. So here in this case, this one. It's a benzene thing. This OH, CH, CH2, CHOH, CH. Now, this one I am treating with PCC. I am treating with PCC. Here this one is oxidized, CH2. And this one also oxidized, CH. Okay? C double bond O, CH2, C double bond O, remaining one CH. With PCC. Both are oxidized. It is a benzyl alcohol actually. Because this OH is present on the benzylic carbon, so that's a benzylic OH. Now, this one reaction with MnO2. MnO2 has a one specificity that oxidizes only benzyl alcohol group. That means here whatever the OH group which is present on the benzylic carbon, that is only oxidized. Okay, this is not oxidized. Okay, you can see here I am writing the product. So benzene here double bond O, CH2, CH, OH. This one remains same. That is the point with the MnO2. Okay. So only benzyl alcohols are oxidized. And another example. Here OH double bond and this OH. Okay. So you can write like this. Here OH double bond, here OH. So what is the allylic carbon in this compound? This is the allylic carbon. This is not allylic, of course. It is allylic carbon, it is allylic carbon. Now one OH present on the allylic carbon. This OH is not present on the allylic carbon. So here with PCC or PDC, so either one is oxidized. Either one is oxidized without affecting the double bond. Okay? Either one is oxidized. Now with MnO2, MnO2 has a one specialty that oxidizes only allylic alcohol. What is the allylic alcohol? This is allylic alcohol. This is allylic carbon. The double bond ki direct attachment carbon, allylic carbon. So here OH. So this is oxidized and this one remains unaffected. Okay? Very, very important point. This one remains unaffected. This is not a allylic alcohol. Okay? MnO2 oxidizes only allylic and benzylic alcohols. Okay, so that is about the oxidation. Weak oxidizing agents, strong oxidizing agents, and additionally Jones oxidation, Jones reagent, copper at 300 degrees centigrade, and MnO2. Okay, MnO2 only oxidized allylic and benzylic alcohol groups. Okay, next another property of the alcohols, the dehydration. Okay, dehydration is nothing but removal of water molecule. Removal of H2. So what are the dehydrating agents? Dehydrating agents. So generally concentrated H2SO and concentrated S3PO4 and concentrated potassium bisulfate, Al2O3, thorium oxide, Al2O3 and thorium oxide, and next heating with SOCl2, So all these are the dehydrating agents. Okay, all these are dehydrating agents. Okay, so remove the SOCl2. So mostly here we are seeing concentrated sulfur, concentrated H3PO4, concentrated potassium bisulfate, KHSO4. It is also dehydrating agent. Al2O3, thorium oxide, and ZnCl2. This is also dehydrating agent. Okay. So here these reagents are useful for the removal of the water molecule from alcohol to produce the alkenes. So here generally it is elimination reaction. It is an elimination reaction. It is elimination reaction. tertiary butyl alcohol on heating with concentrated H2SO4. On heating with concentrated H2SO4. Then what is the product? Isobutene is the product. This one is the isobutene. Isobutene is the product. Now here, how this reaction takes place actually? So now generally here this one, H2SO4 is the dehydrating agent. Now this one acting as an acid. This one acting as an acid that donates proton. This OH has a non-bonding electrons, so that accept the H plus. So that this it means nothing but protonation of the OH group. Protonation of OH group. Okay, that's it. Protonation of OH. So by the loss of H plus, this H2SO4 converted to O minus S double bond O OH is nothing but HSO4 minus conjugate base HSO4 minus. Now here in this case, after protonation of OH, it becomes a good leaving group. So loss of water molecule takes place. So here CH3C plus and CH3 and CH3. This CH2 I am writing like this. Okay, the CH3 written as a CH2H. It's a carbocation. So this carbocation formation is the slow step, and this is the rate determining step. It is a slow step and a rate determining step. Now here, from this carbocation, the loss of H plus takes place. This is HSO4 minus. HSO4 minus. This HSO4 minus remove the H plus. Now this carbon carries a negative charge, this negative charge and this positive charge in carbon. So here CH3C double bond CH2 CH. Okay? This is isobutene. Isobutene is the product. So in this case here formation of the carbocation is a rate determining step. So here alcohols are dehydrated among the different type of alcohols. That means here primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. So what is the reactivity of these alcohols in dehydration process? So generally based on the carbocation we can explain the reactivation process. So if higher the stability of the carbocation, higher the rate of dehydration. For example here, this tertiary alcohol produces a tertiary carbocation. This tertiary carbocation is a stable carbocation, so it is readily formed. That means here from tertiary alcohols here dehydration is rapidly takes place. So tertiary alcohols are more reactive. So based on the carbocation, tertiary alcohols are more reactive because tertiary alcohols readily produce carbocation. So here in this case, in case of the primary alcohol, primary carbocation is less stable. Primary alcohols produce primary carbocation. Primary carbocation is less stable. So the rate of dehydration of primary alcohols is less than the secondary alcohols. And secondary carbocation is more stable than the primary carbocation. And then here, secondary tertiary alcohols readily dehydrated because tertiary carbocation is more stable. So here rate of dehydration. Okay. Rate of dehydration is directly proportional to stability of C plus carbocation. Stability of carbocation. So now here the reactivity of alcohols. Reactivity of alcohols. Tertiary alcohols, secondary alcohols, and then primary alcohols. Okay, tertiary alcohols are readily involved in dehydration because they produce a tertiary carbocation. Based on the carbocation stability, we can explain the reactivity of the alcohols in a dehydration process. Okay, so that's right. discuss the reactivity of some alcohols in the dehydration process. Okay. So here first suppose reactivity. It is a primary alcohol, it is a secondary alcohol, it is a tertiary alcohol. So here tertiary alcohol is no reactant. Okay, because tertiary carbohydrate is more stable after loss of OH. By the coordination, this OH is removed as a H2O. We will get the tertiary carbocation. We will get the tertiary carbocation. Here in this case, secondary carbocation. Here in this one, primary carbocation. Okay, so tertiary carbohydrate more stable, so tertiary alcohols get dehydrated readily. So next, OH pi bond, here pi bond, OH pi bond, and OH. What is the reactivity? Here reactivity decreases because in this case, this carbocation is more stable. It is stabilized by the conjugation with 2 pi bonds. Here in this case, it is stabilized by the conjugation with 1 pi bond. Okay. So sudden dark power cut. Okay. So here this carbocation is stabilized by conjugation with 2 pi bonds. Here conjugation with 1 pi. Here conjugation with no pi bond. Here no conjugation, so less. So that's why reactivity is in this order. The directly proportional to stability of the carbocation. Okay? See, power cut time class level ballamani answer. So you can shout yourself. So reactivity of the alcohols. Okay? So based on the carbocation stability test. So let us discuss some reactions. For example, here this propyl isopropyl alcohol on heating with concentrated H2SO. So like this, we can see like this also H plus and heat. So propene is the product. Here hydrogen and this OH. Okay. Next, this is 2-butanol. 2-butanol in hydration process. Here hydrogen can be removed from this carbon, or hydrogen can be removed from this carbon. Okay, OH from this one, hydrogen from this carbon or from this carbon. So here we get the 1-butene or 2-butene. This 2-butene exhibit geometrical isomerism. This 2-butene exhibit geometrical isomerism. So here cis 2-butene, here trans 2-butene. Either one is formed generally. So which is the major? Trans one is the major. Because trans alkenes are more stable. Okay, this is a possibility. Here OH from this carbon, hydrogen either from this carbon, secondary carbon, or from this primary carbon. So 1-butene and 2-butene are the products. And next one. For example, this cyclohexanol. This cyclohexanol on heating with potassium bisulfate is also dehydrating it. So then what is the product? Cyclohexanol product. Here H plus hydrogen and OH. Okay, hydrogen and OH. So dehydration. Now 1-propanol. Okay, 1-propanol on dehydration. That gives the propene. 1-propanol or 2-propanol. And dehydration gives the same product. Okay. And next here another one. 1 point. Carbocation can rearrange to more stable carbohydrate. The carbocation is more stable to the carbocation is rearranged to further more stable carbocation. Okay. So because your carbocation, the 3 carbocation is the reaction predicate. So first suppose CH3, COH, HCl. Okay. So this one on dehydration. First suppose heating with concentrated H2SO4. So CH3, CH plus and CH. Okay. Now it is secondary carbocation. This secondary carbocation. So secondary carbocation by the H minus migration we will get the tertiary carbocation. CH3. So from this one, hydrogen can be removed from this carbon. Okay? By removal of the H plus, C minus and C minus C plus and bond formation. So CH3 and CH3 double bond. CH3 and CH3. That's it. Okay? By loss of H plus. So by loss of H plus, C double bond is formation. That means if 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene is a highly stable alkene, 12 alpha hydrogens. So this is a major product in this reaction. This reaction, there is a major product. So carbocation can rearrange. Okay? And now here, from this one, another product is also formed. CH double bond, CH. Because here H plus can be removed from this carbon, but it is a minor product. It is a major product because it is formed through the more stable carbocation. This is tertiary carbocation. It is a highly stable. In this case, secondary carbocation has only 3 alpha hydrogens. Now this carbocation has a 3 here 1. So totally 7 alpha hydrogens. So that's why it is the most stable. So here because of this one less stable to more stable, that's why CH3 minus shifting takes place. Okay. That's it. Okay. So let us discuss these examples. So write the product from this one. Okay. Now in this case, first carbocation formation. Protonation. First step is the protonation of this OH and then loss of water molecule. So you get the carbocation. Now it is the secondary carbocation. So now here by the methyl migration, we will get the tertiary carbocation. Okay. From this tertiary carbocation, hydrogen can be removed from this one. Hydrogen can be removed from this one, or hydrogen can be removed from this one. So what are the products here? The different products are possible. Then methyl. Okay, these are the products possible. So which is the major? This is the major because here it is a more stable alkene. How that alkene is more stable? So in this case here, 1 alpha hydrogen. Here 2 alpha hydrogens, 3 alpha hydrogens. So totally here 6 alpha hydrogens. It is separated by these 6 hyperconjugated structures. Now here 3, here 2, here 2. So totally 8 alpha hydrogens. It is separated by the 8 alpha hydrogens. In this case here 2, here 1, 3 alpha hydrogens. So totally here this alkene is more stabilized by the hyperconjugation structures, more hyperconjugated structures. That's why this product is a major product. Okay. Now, here in this case, the first formation of the carbocation. Next here, H minus transfer. So that is the product of this is a stable carbocation. So from this one here, H plus can be removed from this carbon or from this carbon. Which is a major product? This is a major product. Because 2 alpha hydrogens, 2 alpha hydrogens, 2 alpha hydrogens, 6 alpha hydrogens. In this case, 3 alpha hydrogens, 2 alpha hydrogens, 2 alpha hydrogens, here 7 alpha hydrogens, but it is a more stable. Okay? So here, double bond in the ring, this one is more stable. Out of the ring, double bond less stable. Okay? The very important point. Now in this case, ring expansion takes place. First carbocation formation. Next here, it's a 5-membered ring. Already we done this type of reactions in SN1 reactions. Okay, by the CC bond migration, that becomes a 6-membered ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. On 5th carbon there is a methyl. On 6th carbon there is a methyl. Now on 5th carbon carries a positive charge. Next here, H plus removal from this. That's it. Of course, different products are possible. That is the major point. Now I am coming to this example. Pi bond. Here carbocation. The loss of water molecule takes place by the protonation, that is leaving as a H2O plus. Here 2 methyl groups are there. Okay. Now in this case, this pi electron stands for this carbon because positive charge in carbon. So this positive charge shifted to this carbon. Pi bond, methyl, methyl. Okay. Now here, this methyl group is transferred to this carbon. Pi bond here plus methyl. Okay. So first here carbocation formation, transfer of pi electrons. So next here methyl shift. Because it is a secondary, it is a tertiary. And now here hydrogen transfer, that means loss of H plus. Loss of H plus. So then product is orthoxylene. Okay. Now in this case, carbocation formation first. Next, pi electrons transferred. Okay. Pi electrons are transferred. Pi bond. Now this positive charge, and it is a 5-membered ring. So 5-membered ring converted to 6-membered ring by the CC bond migration. Okay. It is a 5-membered ring. Becomes a 6-membered. That means here like this here I am writing 6-membered. Okay. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now here this bond is migrating to this carbon, then this carbon carries a positive charge. Now there is a hydrogen on this carbon, loss of H plus takes place. The pi bond. Okay. So that is the negative. So all the other rearrangement reactions. So carbocation formation, then carbocation rearranges to further more stable carbocation. That's it. Okay, in this case secondary carbocation. After CC bond migration, after ring expansion, that becomes a tertiary carbocation. And then loss of H plus from this carbon. So that is the product. Okay? Right. Okay, next. There are the specific reactions of ethyl alcohol at different conditions with the different reagents. So ethyl alcohol concentrated HSO4 110 degrees centigrade, that gives the ethyl sulfonic acid. Okay, this is the ethyl sulfonic acid. Okay, so a loss of water molecule. OH from the ethyl alcohol, here hydrogen. Totally loss of water molecule. So in this case HSO4 140 degrees centigrade at a high temperature. Here loss of water molecule from the two ethyl alcohols. It is a intermolecular dehydration. That means a by combination of the two molecules, here water molecule is removed. At 170 degrees centigrade, at a high temperature, the loss of water molecule takes place. Hydrogen and OH both groups from the same molecule. So it is an internal dehydration. It is an intermolecular dehydration. Here H2O is removed. H2O is coming out by combination of the two molecules. Here H2O is coming out from single molecule. So internal dehydration, it is the intermolecular dehydration. Okay, that results diethyl ether. Diethyl ether. It's a very important. It is the ethyl. So same process is also repeated with Al2O3 250 degrees centigrade. Because here why here that requires high temperature, because Al2O3 is a weak dehydrating agent than the H2SO4. So at 250 degrees centigrade diethyl ether, at 350 degrees centigrade ethylene is the product. Okay. Okay. So we finally try these examples. So this one, write yourself. Okay. So send to my personal number. I will clarify your doubts. Okay. So there are the reagent reactions. Okay. Different type of products are possible. Okay. In this case here, how many products are possible? Here in this case, how many products are possible? Okay. That's it. So from these examples, you can have some questions in exam. And up to this, your weekend syllabus. Okay. So generally here, so mostly, my request is so prepare. ఏదైతే చెప్తున్నారో అది బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. మీరు నోట్స్ సో నోట్స్ రాస్తారు కదా, మీరు నీట్గా నోట్స్ రాసుకోండి. నేనైతే ఏదైతే చెప్పానో అది కంపల్సరీ కొంచెం ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్గా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. సో జనరల్ ఇది యాక్చువల్లీ బేసిక్ నాలెడ్జ్. ఇంకా మనం కొన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ రివిజన్ లో డిస్కస్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ స్ట్రాంగ్ అట్ దిస్ బేసిక్ లెవెల్ సబ్జెక్ట్, we can proceed in a revision with the different examples. Okay, that's it.